a single Instagram notification pops up. A seemingly innocent family photo is shared. And just like that, Hollywood has a brand new obsession.
It is wild how fast these things explode, right?
Aren't they? Welcome to today's Deep Dive, where we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we are diving deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are tackling a massive headline. Selena Gomez's mom faces backlash over her unexpected family comment.
Yeah, this one it's a lot. We are looking at a highly public, incredibly messy dynamic between a pop superstar and her mother.
Imagine trying to renovate a house, right?
Yeah.
And you find this structural load-bearing wall that is just completely rotting.
Oh, I like this analogy.
You know it's toxic, you know it's ruining the building, but you can't just rip it out. Because if you do, the entire roof comes crashing down on your head.
Exactly. It's a phenomenal way to visualize what happens when you mix massive wealth, untreated trauma, and the relentless glare of the public eye.
It completely paralyzes a family's ability to heal. And today we're unpacking how a seemingly harmless mom joke on Instagram cracked open a much, much darker story.
Right, because this isn't just about an Instagram post. It connects to the collapse of their mental health startup and, the psychological toll of child stardom.
To give you all the facts, we are pulling from celebrity news reports, a really bombshell investigative expose from The Cut.
Which is fascinating, by the way.
It really is. And we'll be looking at that through the lens of Reddit commentators who just digested all the fallout, plus an academic paper on the digital identities of celebrity children.
So we've got the gossip and the science.
Exactly. So let's jump right into the inciting incident. July 2026. The mom joke heard around the world.
Right, so Mandy Teefey, Selena's mom, posts a carousel of photos on her Instagram.
And it features Selena and Selena's 13-year-old half-sister, Gracie.
But if you look at the caption and the images she chose, you immediately understand why the internet just set itself on fire.
The details are what make this so crazy. The caption literally read, quote, "My greatest accomplishments, love me or not, they are the coolest."
Which starts off fine.
Right. But then it says, "One day they will see what a badass I am and love me back as much as I love them. I'm just mom, who never gives up when they throw me in the trash."
Yeah, when they throw me in the trash.
I mean, what a deeply loaded choice of words for a public forum.
And she didn't stop there, either. She paired that text with some internet memes.
Oh, the memes were something else.
Yeah, one was an image of a completely disheveled Barbie doll crawling out of a garbage can.
With the text, "Me, when I have to run the business, I manifest it."
Right. And then another was a quote card that said, "Just to be clear, I'm that loyal friend that would take a bullet for you. But I'm also probably the reason we're getting shot at. Balance matters."
You could just see the contradiction she's trying to balance. Right?
Yeah.
Like, on one hand, I'm the victim in the trash.
But on the other hand, I'm the chaotic reason people are shooting at us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the public backlash online, especially on pop culture subreddits like FOMOI, was just instantaneous.
Oh, the Reddit detectives went straight to work. They absolutely tore her apart.
They were labeling the whole post as "estranged mother posting 101.
Ouch. Yeah, commenters were accusing Mandy of classic pity posting, basically weaponizing her social media to get sympathy from millions of strangers.
And what was really fascinating to read were the comments from people who are actually estranged from their own parents.
Right, what were they saying?
They were chiming in like, "This is word for word the exact passive-aggressive martyrdom my own mother posts on Facebook."
Wow. Yeah, the overarching sentiment from those fans was really about boundary enforcement.
Like, keep it in the family.
Exactly. They were arguing that if Mandy genuinely had communication issues with her daughters, she should manage that privately, not, broadcast her grievances to the whole world.
People definitely saw it as a calculated move to play the long-suffering victim. But Mandy did actually try to defend herself.
She did. She hopped into the comments and replied to a critic. She said, "Girl, it's typically mom's not cool joke. Calm down, lol."
And honestly, I kind of want to push back on the internet's reaction here a little bit.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, I see thousands of people tearing into her, but part of me looks at this and thinks, isn't this just a massive boomer humor misfire?
Like she just doesn't get the joke.
Yeah. You have an older mother trying to use internet meme language, the garbage can Barbie, the dramatic quotes, and she's just failing spectacularly.
That's a fair perspective.
I feel like the internet is projecting this mastermind victim complex onto a woman who just doesn't understand the nuances of, like, Instagram irony.
I get that. But to understand why the internet reacted with such hostility, we kind of have to look at how celebrity parents operate online in general.
Because this post didn't happen in a vacuum.
Exactly. Which brings us to our academic source on what researchers call celebrity sharenting.
This is the study that used Cristiano Ronaldo and his kids as the main example, right?
Yes. So the researchers looked at how global icons use family images on social media, and they found that parents use sharenting, which is sharing content of their parenting, to project this specific image of ordinariness.
Okay, to seem normal.
Right. To claim what academics call moral authenticity. Because for someone with extreme wealth or fame, sharing these messy, self-deprecating moments makes them feel grounded to us.
It signals to you, the audience, that they're authentic. Because underneath the fame, they're just a struggling parent like anyone else.
Precisely. And Mandy is trying to leverage that exact mechanism.
She wants to be perceived as just a regular, unappreciated mom who loves her kids even when they're difficult.
But the internet has evolved. We live in what academics term a participatory culture.
Meaning, you can't just post something and expect people to take it at face value.
Nope. When you post today, you don't control its meaning anymore. Fans, meme makers, Reddit users, they take your content, they remix it, and they add their own context.
It's almost like a corporate brand doing a marketing campaign, and then the consumers do a hostile takeover of the brand.
That is a perfect way to describe it. Mandy tries to sell this narrative of the relatable mom.
But the consumers, which in this case is Selena's massive, highly protective fan base, they hijack it. They look at the "throw me in the trash" caption, and instead of buying the relatable mom product, they rebrand it as proof of deep family dysfunction.
The internet effectively revoked her right to author her own narrative.
Which is wild. Because if the parent builds the child's digital identity when they're young, what happens when the child's fan base grows so massive that they step in to referee the family?
The fans are basically telling Mandy, we know Selena better than you do.
Yeah, we see right through your attempt at moral authenticity.
It's a huge power shift. But that hostile takeover of Mandy's narrative didn't just happen because fans were feeling cynical that day.
Oh, not at all. And if you're loving these Hollywood twists so far, make sure you're subscribed, because we've got even crazier stories ahead, and you don't want to miss this next part.
Yeah, because the fans were already primed. They read into that Instagram post because that public loss of control was mirroring a very real, very disastrous loss of control behind closed doors.
Which brings us to the absolute collapse of Wondermind.
This is where it gets really dark.
If you want to talk about the messy collision of family, finances, and mental health, this startup is the ultimate cautionary tale.
We have to look at the corporate dysfunction revealed in that huge expose by The Cut, and the shockwaves it sent through Reddit.
Wondermind actually had a really noble stated mission at first. It was a mental health startup co-founded by Selena, Mandy, and an entrepreneur named Daniela Pearson.
The whole goal was to destigmatize mental health struggles, right? Provide resources, create supportive content.
But behind closed doors, it allegedly mutated into a deeply toxic workplace. The details summarized on Reddit from the expose they're genuinely shocking.
Yeah, employees reported that Mandy, who was essentially the operational leader, was exhibiting highly erratic behavior.
She would allegedly just disappear for days, or even weeks at a time.
And when she was physically in the office, employees claimed she would sleep on couches for days on end without bathing.
Wait, literally just sleeping in the office?
Unbathed for days. The allegations suggest a leader who was severely unstable. Employees explicitly referred to her office as a, quote, drug den.
A drug den?
Yeah.
In a mental health startup?
Yes. The reporting alleged she was snorting Ritalin in her workspace and even had nurses visit the office to give her Benadryl the fifth.
You just have to ask yourself, how does a corporate entity allow this to happen?
Right. Where is the oversight?
How does HR or a board of directors watch a CEO sleep unbathed in an office, allegedly setting up a drug den, and just do nothing?
Well, that is the exact mechanism of enmeshment. Standard corporate accountability completely falls apart when the erratic CEO is also the mother of your billionaire financial backer.
Oh, right. Who is HR supposed to call? Selena.
Exactly. The power dynamics are so fundamentally corrupted by family ties that normal checks and balances just cease to exist.
And the collateral damage falls entirely on the staff.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine you're a young professional. You sign up to work for a progressive mental health brand.
And instead, you're navigating the unmanaged, severe mental health crisis of your boss.
It's awful. And to make matters worse, employees reportedly went unpaid for weeks.
The financial mismanagement was profound. Sources noted that Selena eventually had to step in and personally cover payroll from her own funds.
But rather than viewing Selena as a savior, the staffers actually felt deep resentment.
Yeah, they perceived that Selena wasn't truly invested in the core mission of Wondermind. The feeling among the staff was that Selena was just using the company as an expensive sandbox.
Like a shiny corporate distraction built specifically to keep her troubled mother occupied and, quote, out of her orbit.
Which is a heavy accusation.
But honestly, I feel like we are letting Selena off the hook here if we just paint her as this distant financier trying to manage a difficult relative.
How do you mean?
If you are the face of a mental health brand and you install your clearly unwell mother as the boss, you are entirely culpable.
That's true.
You're actively trapping innocent employees in the crossfire of your unhealed family trauma. That is on Selena.
It's a totally valid critique, and it was a massive debate among the former staffers. They felt betrayed.
And that feeling of betrayal really crystallized during a specific anecdote from the reporting.
Right, the team dinner.
Yeah, during the company's first year, they had a dinner at the Tower Bar in West Hollywood. And this detail is the one that really shattered the illusion for everyone involved.
Several employees alleged that Selena arrived at this corporate dinner noticeably drunk.
She was slurring her words over a martini and then bluntly announced to her staff that she would be leaving the dinner shortly to go have sex.
I mean, when the founder of your mental health advocacy brand behaves like that at a team dinner, any pretense that this is a serious corporate endeavor just evaporates.
Completely. Meanwhile, on Mandy's side of the equation, her ego was actively destroying the business's viability, too.
Oh, yeah. The reporting alleges Mandy repeatedly rejected highly lucrative deals out of pure spite.
Wait, why would she reject funding?
Because the investors explicitly stated they were only interested in the company due to Selena's involvement.
Ah.
Yeah. Mandy allegedly found this offensive to her own business acumen. She took it as a personal slight and torpedoed the funding.
It's the ultimate glaring irony. You have a mental health company being systematically dismantled from the inside by unchecked mental illness and raging ego.
But to really understand why Selena would fund this toxic sandbox for her mother and why Mandy would sabotage it out of spite, we have to look backward.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. Later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist in their history that nobody saw coming. So stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.
Because the root cause here is the historical, complete inversion of their parent-child dynamic.
Right. The psychological history here is the foundation of everything we've been discussing. Mandy had Selena when she was just 16 years old.
She raised her as a single teen mother in profound poverty.
But then Selena becomes this massive Disney star, and suddenly the entire financial reality of the family just flips.
Right. The child becomes the primary breadwinner for everyone. And in clinical psychology, this is known as parentification.
Parentification.
Yes. It occurs when a child is forced to take on the emotional or practical responsibilities of an adult.
And in the context of child stardom, you're looking at severe financial parentification. I mean, try to imagine the day-to-day reality of a 12-year-old paying the mortgage.
It's impossible to grasp. When the child becomes the boss and the sole meal ticket, healthy parental boundaries are permanently destroyed.
Because a mother can't effectively discipline or set rules for a child who holds the entire family's financial survival in their hands.
Exactly.
I always think of this like a kingdom with a child monarch.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Right. If the child is the king or queen holding the purse strings, the parent isn't really a parent anymore. They're just a hired manager.
A regent trying to rule in the child's name.
Yeah. But everyone in the room knows who actually wears the crown.
Yeah.
And once that child grows up and fires the manager, you can never go back to just being a regular mother and daughter.
You truly can't. And that definitive fracture occurred very publicly in 2014.
What happened?
Selena made the executive decision to fire Mandy and her stepdad, Brian Teefey, as her managers.
Wow.
And the devastating detail here is that Mandy claims she found out she had been fired by reading about it on the gossip site TMZ.
No way. Finding out you've been fired by your own kid on a tabloid website is just brutal.
It indicates a total breakdown in direct communication, and that void only widened over the years.
Because there was another TMZ incident, wasn't there?
Yeah. Years later, when Selena suffered a highly publicized, severe mental breakdown and was hospitalized, Mandy once again learned about it through TMZ.
That is heartbreaking.
The mother was completely cut out of the loop regarding her own daughter's life-or-death medical crisis.
Which brings an entirely new layer of tragic context to Mandy's recent Instagram post about being thrown in the trash.
Exactly. She isn't just complaining about teenagers being difficult.
She is expressing the deep, lingering wound of a mother who lost her parental authority to the machinery of her daughter's fame over a decade ago.
And fast forward to September 2025. Selena marries music producer Benny Blanco in this beautiful, star-studded wedding.
But when it came time to walk down the aisle, Selena didn't choose her mother or her stepdad.
No, she chose her grandfather.
And naturally, the tabloid ecosystem just fed on this instantly. Rumors swirled that Mandy was absolutely shattered by the snub.
Mandy, to her credit, publicly denied the rumors. She left comments on social media stating the claims were ludicrous, which she notably spelled Ludacris, like the rapper.
Wait, really, like the rapper?
Yes, exactly, like the rapper.
Yeah.
And she added that it was heartwarming to watch her father walk Selena down the aisle.
Okay, so on the surface, she's playing the role of the supportive, unbothered mother.
But then she logs on to Instagram, posts a picture with the younger sister, quotes a meme about being thrown in the garbage, and posts about being the chaotic reason her friends are getting shot at.
It is impossible to ignore the simmering resentment there.
Completely impossible.
Because the resentment we see in that Instagram post, the ego-driven destruction of Wondermind, the unpaid employees, they are all symptoms of the exact same underlying disease.
It is the radioactive fallout of a mother stripped of her traditional role, desperately lashing out for control.
And a daughter who is trying to establish boundaries while still feeling hopelessly obligated to fund her family's existence.
It serves as a profound lesson for you regarding boundaries. When you mix family dynamics, financial dependence, and unhealed trauma, it creates a structural rot that cannot be easily fixed.
And attempting to process that rot on social media, where participatory culture will instantly weaponize your words, is literally the worst strategy you could deploy.
Social media is fundamentally incapable of acting as a therapist.
You can't just point to an Instagram post or a failed startup and say, oh, there is the problem.
No, the trauma is systemic. It's rooted in the history of teenage pregnancy, the Disney machine, the TMZ headlines, and the untreated mental illness.
It is incredibly complex. And considering the sheer volume of celebrities currently pivoting into the wellness space right now, it leaves us with a critical, rather provocative thought for you to consider.
What does it say about you as a consumer when you are eager to buy heavily commercialized mental health products and wellness advice from influencers and celebrities who so clearly refuse to confront their own deeply rooted family dysfunction?
Seriously. If the founders of the mental health startups we buy into are allegedly running toxic, abusive workplaces behind closed doors, who is holding the healers accountable?
It's a great question. You have to keep questioning the narratives you see online, especially when they come neatly packaged with a famous face.
You've been listening to our Deep Dive, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining. Catch you next time.